Booktube! I wanted to do a video today, and since I have not been doing videos this entire year, even though I started this channel last year, I consider myself still a newbie to Booktube. And when I saw that there was such a thing as the Booktube newbie tag, I thought, perfect, I'm going to do that to reintroduce myself to Booktube as well as myself to making videos. So there are 10 questions. Let's get started. The first question is, why did you start this channel? And I just watched for a while and it just looked so fun making videos and talking about books and being part of this very fun and book-loving community on Booktube that I just, wanted to be part of it. And I am horrible at making comments and leaving comments and really communicating with people that I don't know personally. So I thought the best way to finally give myself that push and really become part of Booktube is to start making videos. And so I did. And I hope to finally really do that. Question 2. What are some fun and unique things that you bring to Booktube? I actually have no idea. I do have some, I hope, fun and unique ideas for tags that I hope to do in the next few months. And I hope that other people might find them fun and do them. But other than that, I really don't know what I bring to Booktube yet. But, we will see, I think. Question 3. What are you most excited for about with this channel? And I'm just excited about sharing books and being part of a community that appreciates people that share books and their opinions about them and just show off different kinds of books and, just share my love for books with other people that love books as well, and making friends and being part of a community that really does appreciate books and loves them. And that is what I'm most excited about with participating in Booktube. Question 4. Why do you love reading? And I think that the biggest reason I love reading is just because it opens so many doors to different lives and different parts of the world, or different worlds that we wouldn't experience otherwise. And no matter what kind of book or genre you're reading, or if you're only reading one specific genre, or if you're only reading, it doesn't matter what you read. If you're reading fantasy, it can show you and introduce you to different characters that you might never experience in your own life, and showcase a very strong character, for example, that you learn from, how important it is to never give up, for example. Or if you're reading a memoir about a person that went through something horrible or something fantastic, and you never would have experienced that if you haven't read the book. So I think books and reading in general is just a fantastic way to be introduced to something that you never would have experienced otherwise in your life. So and question 5. What book or book series got you into reading? And that question had me stumped for a really long time, because I really do not know. Mostly because I always have been read to from a very, very young age, and I know many people say that, but it really is true for me. I have a sister who is 3 years older than me, so I really never had a time where I was not being read to as a child, because clearly my sister was being read to at the age of 3, and I was a baby, so I was with my mother while she read to my sister. And so I really did grow up being read to, even while I was way too young to understand it. And once I was old enough to understand, I really enjoyed being read to. And once I learned to read, my mother always gave us books to read. She didn't push them on us, or we had to sit down and read, but she was always very supportive of us reading. And so I don't really remember what got me into reading, but what I do remember is really loving Thomas Botzina's All of My Monsters series, which is a German written children's series that I really loved when I was 7 and 8. And so in a way, Thomas Botzina introduced me to reading, but my mom introduced me to reading because she allowed me to buy those kinds of, or bought me those kinds of books, even though she hates anything that might be considered horror or paranormal or anything like that. So a series about monsters really wasn't anything that she would have picked for me, but since I enjoyed reading that and she wanted me to read, she got them for me. And So I think that really was what's introduced me to reading. A mother that was so open-minded and just cared about that I was reading, that she didn't mind whatever I was reading, as long as I was reading, which was a lot of was reading in one sentence, and I'm sorry. Question 6. When did you start reading? And as I just said, my mom always read to us, but I actually learned reading sometimes between kindergarten and first grade. I can remember which one. When you really learn to read in school, that is when I learned to read. I was never one of those superhuman childs that was just capable of teaching themselves to read. And I actually never even thought about that as a child, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, I learned to read in school. Question 7. Where did you like to read? I most likely over there on my bed, which is comfy and warm and just the perfect place to read. Question 8. What do you like to read? And I really read pretty much anything. It's easier to say what I don't like to read and never pick up, and that is comics. Because comics or mangas or anything like that, I don't read, I don't understand, I can't read them, I can't get into the story and never get a feel for them. I never could get a feel for them. I tried a couple of times, but I just never understood it. I like to read real stories and real texts and get into them. So yeah, comic books will never be on my channel, which is strange because I love Marvel movies and shows of any kind. But the comic books themselves, I never got into them. I never understood them. So yeah, that will never be on my channel. Other than that, I read anything. Question 9. What question would you ask your favorite booktuber? And honestly, the only question I really want to ask people but never do, because I just never can get myself to ask the question, is how they manage to film and upload consistently, because that is what I really have problems with. I would ask them how they shuttle in the filming and the editing and the uploading and all that, and how maybe if they have some kind of tip for me to do it more consistently. And yeah, that is what I would ask them. And then question 10. What challenge do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? And I actually think that the actual making of videos, as I just said, because I want to do it and then I keep pushing it back, and then days pass and weeks pass and months pass and I never do it. But just doing videos consistently will be one of the biggest challenges for me. And the other one is just, I am a terrible perfectionist when it comes to things that I do. And either that ends up in I'm never doing it because I never think I'm ready to do it and never get it perfect, or I'm filming a video and that happens way more than it should be. I'm sitting down and filming a video and doing it, and then while I'm editing it, I notice that this isn't right and that isn't right, and then I'm never uploading it but just throwing it away because it's just not good enough to upload. So I really hope that I can overcome that and just film it and upload it, and who cares? Right? A video doesn't have to be perfect. It's about books. Who cares about perfect, right? So yeah, that was the Booktube newbie tag. I hope you had fun watching it even while I was stumbling through those questions. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for finding me and watching this video. And if you liked it, I would love it if you comment or like this video, or maybe even subscribe to my channel. And I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!